What this is, guys, is another version of guys need to bring more value. Maybe your price is too high for what you really are. Boom, 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 ba-doom, doo, 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 doo. Do you have anything to input on the topic of most wanted women or women in high demand?
Yes, I my actual question is, so you go through the process of dating, right?
Uh huh.
So you're about however you meet the guys that you meet, right?
Uh huh.
So at what point do you decide that you don't feel like you're receiving your values worth?
So another scarcity question.
No, not a scarcity question at all.
So
Not at all. Not
if I
like that
heard
at
you
all.
correctly, you're out dating, and
Hmm.
then how do you determine whether you're not receiving your values worth from the market or from an
No,
individual
not from
dating?
the market, not even from a monetary sense. Not I'm not talking value from a money standpoint because the
I
value.
know, ma'am. I know value. Are you saying you're not receiving? You're not getting what you believe you deserve from a man?
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best spot to prop my phone up.
So
But
that's another scarcity question. I'm out
well,
here, ma'am. Listen, let me reframe it. I'm
I'll
out
let
here
you finish.
dating, and then I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve from this man.
Hmm.
That what you're asking?
I essentially, yeah, because this is your topic is
Okay,
dating a high
okay.
value
So
man.
that is another scarcity question. I'm not what I want. Okay. Um, it goes back to why are you with him in the first place? Because it comes down to
Right.
picking.
Okay. Okay. There you go. That might be a better question because dating would imply that you are actively choosing each other. Now, when in the process of getting to dating, that would be the better question because there is a period of the courtship before you get to dating, right?
I want you guys to understand. Yeah, but I need you ladies to understand how complicated you guys have made this issue. It's really not this complicated.
It's
And this
not. And I agree with you in the fact that it's not complicated. But I also think that there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect in the communication between both men and women in the
and what do
sense
you
of
think that is?
that I personally think of what value really represents because I think that a lot of times in
Who?
the communication of it,
Okay, hold on. Who gets to decide?
ultimately, ultimately, I think it's the couple interacting's decision.
No, no, no,
Ultimately, I think it is because you
no.
have high
Okay,
value women
okay. Well, okay.
who
No,
lead, but you
no,
also have high value
no,
women who lead. Now, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying you're wrong.
no. And you're still
I'm not
talking. No,
saying.
and
Listen,
you're still
can I
talking.
have an opinion too?
Well, you cannot over fucking talk me. And if I have to
I'm
do that
definitely not
again,
trying to do that. I'm
well, but
sorry.
you know, you're still running. You're still talking while I'm talking. That's over
Okay.
talking. That's the only rule I have one. Why do you ladies seem to, when you hear me raise my big voice and you continue to talk, what do you think is going to be the outcome of that?
I'm trying to talk to you the same
What
way you're
do
talking to
you
me.
think is going to be the outcome of me raising my big voice and you continue to talk? You think it's going to be a good outcome?
I'm trying to see where I'm supposed to
That
talk.
means, thank you, non responsive. In other words, fuck your opinion, fuck your big voice. I'm going to say what I have to say. Then if you're going to keep talking, you don't want to hear what I have to say. You can have your own opinion, but it's wrong.
Okay. May I? Can I come back with my statement?
Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is like
Kevin,
my
goddamn
question is just like
I rebuke.
a woman's value is how she appears, right? A
I
woman's
rebuke.
value is in being fit and feminine and being communicative, agreeable, and being there is not a perfect mold of her, right?
Roll for that,
Like you have to
baby.
fit in and be but is there a point where I'm
You know
supposed to
what? I
also
am a
feel like
strong,
I'm
independent
valued,
woman.
like I was considered?
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
No! No!
That's my only question because I feel like it's very important as a high
Holy
value
shit, look
man
at that rabid
to feel
hyena
like you
just
are
ripping this guy's
being
nuts
upheld,
off.
but here's upholding the man who
I
is
am serious.
supporting you
Don't call me sure.
emotionally because I'm supposed to emotionally and physically and mentally support you in what you're doing.
I want you ladies to understand that she's talking. and she's asking my opinion. And every time she takes a breath and I don't say anything, she continues to talk. I have no chances. We're supposed to be talking, right? No breath. Ma'am, if you got to talk that long, you're fucking wrong. Because at the end of the day, who determines the value? The buyer or the seller? Women determine value when it comes to sex because you decide who has sex. You determine who gets born. Men determine who gets married.
Yes,
You
this is
guys can
true.
turn. You guys can turn down a proposal, but you don't initiate. We do. So men
Right?
determine the relational value. And what you're saying ultimately is just some version of partner stuff. And at the end of the day, man, bottom line is this: if you're not getting your value, maybe your value is too high. Instead of telling, because this is just what this is, guys, is another version of guys need to bring more value. Maybe your price is too high for what you really are.
Okay. I would like to know more.
Uh, you are 2000 Honda Accord with 300,000 miles on it. You don't put $38,000 on the sticker.
Okay. So how did you determine that value?
Uh, the car is 20 years old with
Hmm.
300,000 miles on it. You don't get brand new prices.
Is that price from birth or from the age of?
This is not, remember when I said it's not that complicated?
It's not. It's really not. And
It's not. It's
that's why
not.
I'm
So,
trying to
ma'am.
make sure that
So,
I'm not
ma'am, the
overthinking
ultimate
it, you know?
what? Okay, if you don't feel like you're getting your value, okay. Let me see if I put it to you this way. You ever go to a pawn shop?
Yeah.
All right. You ever take something that you really think is valuable to a pawn shop and they offer you something that you think is just laughable?
Well, I get your point, but yeah, sure.
Do you sell it?
No, yeah, I would keep it.
Uh-huh. And then what would you? But if you need the money, do you attempt to sell it elsewhere?
If I think I could get a better value for it, yeah.
But the value you have for it is what you're placing on it. And if you put it out, you put it back out to the market, right?
Right.
And then if the prices are still in the same range of the pawn shop, do you take those?
Well, I think the price goes off of what you paid for it in the first place, right?
No, it doesn't.
So
No, it
if you pay
doesn't. No, it
$100,
does. Ma'am, I asked you a very specific question. The pawn
okay,
shop gave you what you thought was too low of a number. I asked you,
all
you
right,
should have to take it out to the market. And the people in the
uh-huh,
market came back with similar to that number. Do you take what the
uh-huh.
market is going to offer you? Or do you keep it?
Well, you would just go for the best number you could get, right?
Uh-huh. I don't
So
know. But if
that's
it's
what you do.
similar to what the pawn shop's going to give you,
If it's
but what?
similar, but the pawn shop's better, then I'm gonna go with the pawn shop. But if the market's
Well, the
better, then
pawn
I'm going
shop
with
is
the market.
our okay. See what women never factor in is time. She went to the pawn shop. The pawn shop didn't give her what she thinks she should get because of the price she paid. So then she
Right.
has to take it and turn it and put it out on the market, and she has to field other offers, and then other offers from the market say the pawn shop is going to give you 50. I'm going to give you 52. They're not going to give you 90. They're going to give you in the same range, plus or minus 5%. But
Mm-hmm.
then how long does it take you? And that's the problem. You ladies stay on the
Okay.
market too long, thinking your value should be what it is, and the market decides. At
Okay.
the end of the day, the pawn shop is not ripping you off. It just ain't what you paid for it.
So at what point of me being caring, discerning, and disciplined and all of these things does it mean that I'm of value enough to receive the things that the man in my life may think represents my value?
Well, you look at the kind of men that approach you for serious relationship, i.e., marriage.
Okay.
First, do you have any children?
None.
Have you been proposed to?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Did you accept the proposal?
I did.
Did you get married?
I did not.
What did this man do for a living?
He owned a security company.
How long ago was this?
3 years.
He owned a security company. I don't know what that means. Was he making in excess of six figures?
And that's where our relationship
Was he making in
messed up.
excess of six figures?
That's where our relationship messed up. He never would tell me what he actually made.
Okay. Did you go to college?
I did.
You graduate.
I did.
What's your degree in?
Nursing.
Nursing. How tall are you?
5'2".
Dress size?
Uh, I wear a size 8 now.
What, what's the biggest dress size you've ever worn?
Size 14.
Okay. Was this back when you were dealing with the security guy?
No, that was actually before him.
Okay. How much do you currently weigh?
I weigh about 140, 150, somewhere in there.
A dress size 8?
Yes.
And the most you've ever weighed?
The most I've ever weighed was 186 pounds.
Okay. On the scale from 1 to 10, fresh face out of the shower, where would you rank yourself? Just your face, and you cannot use 7.
Fresh face out of the shower. Oh, good hair day, I'd say an 8.
So you put yourself up there with Beyonce.
Okay, well then fine. If you want to put Beyonce as the 10,
No,
because I
Beyonce's
think
an
that
8. Beyonce's an 8.
Beyonce's an 8. Are we saying no ones, no 10s? Is that the scale?
I said you can't use 7. Beyonce is an 8. You cannot use 7.
Okay, Beyonce's an 8. Scale of 1 to 10. I probably say I'm probably a 6 then. I give myself a 6. I'm not going to be cocky.
Mm-hmm. So, in the world we just constructed, you're 5'2", dress size 8'10". The most you've ever weighed was a dress size 14. The guy you were with and proposed to you that you did not accept. You didn't even
No,
know
I
how
did
much
accept. He passed away.
you accepted, but you didn't get married, but you don't know how much he made. But it's pretty fair to say he likely wasn't a 6-figure earner. Okay.
I can agree.
All right. And this was how many years ago? 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you're 3 years older, but I ask you where you rank yourself, and you put yourself at an 8 out of 10, meaning that there are only 2 stops above that. That means you're 1, 2 away from perfect. Ma'am, you already
I'm not
showed.
going to say that at all, because I
Excuse
don't think that I'm.
Ma'am,
I think
don't.
that
See, you're still talking. See, you just showed through. You didn't. I ask questions in a certain way, and it reveals you put yourself on an 8 out of 10. I don't care whether you think 10 is perfect or not. It's the highest on the scale. Whatever you call that, that's what it is. And you gave yourself 1, 2 spots down. You're overestimating your value. You're a 5. You're average. Average. You're a little bit below average height. You're a little bit above average weight. You got a nursing degree. You don't have masters of the universe trying to marry you. You have a
I'm not.
guy.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Oh, Jesus. To the audience. We're asking a question about value and how women assess their value. Ma'am, your value to the marketplace is in the kind and caliber of man that is trying to marry you. That's the surest way women can determine their value to the marketplace.
So, if I may ask a question, you previously stated that my career wasn't a woman's career was not what made her high value. And I did not mention that not only do I have my career, I'm 27 years old, a homeowner, and
So, doesn't matter to us.
and that doesn't matter to you.
Doesn't
And
matter to us. It doesn't matter to us.
And right, I get that, because as a high value man, you have all those things. You can do all of those things. You're not
So
worried
what's the
about my
question?
money at all. You're worried about whether I'm going to be able to contribute to you in your life,
So
right?
so you tell us that you have your home. What is the point, though? I don't understand.
It's not to make the point of what I have and what I don't have. It's
Ma'am, I think you if you're asking a question about, ultimately we'll go back, and this is another point. It becomes exhausting. I'm just built for this because I'm good at what I do.
I see you're very patient.
I'm talking, and the thing is, audience, when most women don't want to accept that they've been lied to and they're lying to themselves. That's why I say fresh face out of the shower. That means they see themselves naked. There are no more lies then. There's no more makeup. There's no more nothing. She said on a good hair day. That means they know the reality. And in that reality, you still give yourself 2 steps down from 10. That means somebody who is wholly invested in overinflating their value. We talked about a beauty standard, not home ownership, Coming out of
No,
the
not
shower
in.
fresh, coming out of the shower fresh face had nothing to do with your professionalism or your home or your money. It had everything to do with what you came into the earth with, your beauty. That's
Okay,
it.
so
And you
no, but
overestimated it.
okay, so let's take
So
out let's
women
take out
typically
what I have.
overestimate. Women typically overestimate their value, and then they talk about what do we do when we get men who aren't meeting our value. The reason you're not getting men to meet your value is because you've overestimated it. That's the problem. You've overestimated your value.